And let me start with asking you some personal questions that what happened to your life first, yoga or the wealth?
What is what's the question?
What happened to your life first, yoga or wealth?
No. First, I think nahi, stock market happened first. I think because yeah, when I was 14 years of age, since then I was very much interested in joining a stock market, and that time I was not practicing yoga. Yoga came little later, and this is what you asked, no? Ki yoga or stock market, right?
Yes,
This is
yes,
what.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So when I was 18 or 19, I joined stock market. Literally, I started going to the ring. That time we used to call in Kolkata Stock Exchange, and yoga came little later.
Okay. Great to know that, sir. Vijayji, what happens in a typical life of yours? So let's say Vijay Kedia starting from 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock in the evening. What do you do?
Like, there is nothing much to do since, as you know, that there is a code of mine that investing is a blessed business, is a very sacred business until unless we abuse it. And so I will just describe what is the meaning of that quote in your in this answer only.
Ji.
Uh, why it is a blessed business according to me? Because we are not like you guys are educated. I'm not educated also. I had failed in class 10, as everybody knows. So there is no secret and no shame in this. Anyway, later on I continued somehow. So like I'm not a chartered accountant. I'm not an MBA. I don't have any experience. And this applies to everybody who is interested into stock market and who adopts investing as a career in the stock market. Even if you are not qualified enough, academically qualified, you do not have any experience, but the moment you buy, say, 100 shares or one share of Reliance Industries, you are called co-owner of Reliance Industries. Okay, now Reliance, Mr. Mukesh Ambani has to ask you, ki, dear shareholder, with your permission, can I raise my salary or not?
Very well said. Very well said.
So this is a blessed business. So this is what I am enjoying, this blessed business. I don't have to go to shop floor. I don't have to go to accounts department of a company where I am invested. I don't have to deal with the bankers and lenders and shareholders and nobody. So I am just relaxing at home nowadays, since it is as it is work from home. So I get up in the morning, and life is easy. I do little bit of yoga every day, and I enjoy my music, which is my another love. So I enjoy my music, Bollywood songs and all. And 9 to 4 o'clock, I am busy in the market, and after that, I go for walk. I go out and meet friends and all. But every time, let me tell you that stock market is always there in my mind. Wherever, बोलो वो गाना है ना, मैं जहाँ रहूं तेरी याद साथ है, वो एक गाना है. तो वैसा ही है कि मैं जहाँ रहूं, the stock market is always there in my heart and mind and soul, and so that is always there. Money. So this is life is very easy, simple, no fanfare, no big thing, simple life.
I think that's your humility because you're putting it so simply and a bit of yoga. I think guys, please try it out and you will come to know the kind of yoga he practices. Let's move forward. You have been inspiration to many of us. We would like to know who has been your inspiration. What brought you to stock market? Who is your inspiration in your life, which is driving? Because everybody get inspired from someone or somebody. Do you have somebody, sir?
So first, why did I come to stock market? Let me tell you that I came to stock market because first of all, that I am from a stock broking family in Kolkata,
Yes.
and so that is how I used to hear that word stock market. So that was there. But finally, what happened when I was? This is again well known, but let me tell you, since you have asked to just to connect the dots. So my father died when I was 14, and he was 40, and since we were in a joint family, so not all the joint families have a harmonious kind of relationship inside. So there I understood the seriousness that I have to stand up on my feet as fast as I can. So there and luckily that year only, when my father died, I failed also in class 10. So the door for education was over for me. So I thought that satta, that time people used to, even today also we call it satta, like future and option. That was the
Yes,
only
you
thing
got it.
which it does not need any qualification, which does not need any capital and all. Nowadays, so if you lose money today, you have to pay tomorrow. But that time we have to pay in 14 days. The clearing used to take place every fortnight.
Yes.
So that was a cushion. Like, suppose even if you lose money today, you have chance to recover for next 13 days or something like this. So this is how I turned into stock market, and I realized कि maybe this is the place where you can make money like वो magician बोलते हैं ना, water of India. Every time they go to the mug and they pour water. Every time you can create water from thin air. So I
जी.
also thought कि maybe stock market is a place to make easy money like this. कि चुटकी बजाओ और you can make money. So that is how that glamour of becoming rich faster and making money without any proper degree or proper whatever quality skill or qualification actually brought me into a stock market. So this is how I came there. What was your second question? Or who was I inspired by, right? So let me tell you, at every juncture, at every walk of life, I met many good people, many successful people, and even during those days when I just joined the stock market, so I was I made friends with some people who were very elder to me, 20, 30 years elder, 40 years older to me. But maybe somehow I got a connection with them. Maybe they used to, this is what later on I realized, they used to see their childhood with me because I used to talk all bullshit. You can, I can say that. अरे या कि मैं ये कर दूंगा, मैं वो कर दूंगा, मैं तोड़ दूंगा, फोड़ दूंगा, जैसे बच्चे बात करते हैं ना. तो अगेन आई रिमेम्बर वन थिंग दैट दैट टाइम मूवी हैड कम. उस मूवी का गाना था कि कहिए तो आसमां को जमी पर उतार लाएं, मुश्किल नहीं कुछ भी अगर ठान लीजिए, बस एक बार मेरा काम मान लीजिए.
क्या
आई
बात
यूज टू
क्या बात.
या आई यूज टू रिसाइट दिस सॉन्ग. वो
जी.
मेरे जहन में बैठ गया, मेरे दिमाग में बैठ गया. मेरे को लगा मैं दुनिया में कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ. वो बचपना था, तो मेरे मन में ऐसे आया कि मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ. तो मेरे को लगा कि सच में ही कोई आसमान से चांद तोड़ के, तारे तोड़ के ला सकता है. तो ऐसा मेरे मन में था. तो मेरे को वैसे वैसे सक्सेसफुल लोग भी मिलते रहे जो मेरे से उम्र में बड़े भी थे, और जिन्होंने मेरे को बच्चे के भाव मेरे को उन्होंने देखा. वो मेरे दादा को बोलते भी थे कि तेरा लड़का कुछ करेगा. ऐसा वैसा मेरे दादा को बोलते थे मेरे को. तो दादाजी बड़े खुश होते थे. और anyway, so this is how got inspired with a lot of people during the my investing journey so far. Then when I came to Mumbai, so I happened to meet Rakesh also, and happened to be friendly with him. And और भी जो भी हमारे मार्केट के जो अच्छे अच्छे लोग हैं उन सबसे, तो मेरे को क्योंकि मैं रिंग में जाता था, बॉम्बे आया जब यहाँ पे, तो उनसे भी इंटरेक्शन का मौका मिला और दोस्ती का मौका मिला. तो मैं बता सकता हूँ ये सबसे मिला जुला रूप है हर आदमी से. एवरीबडी इज इंस्पायर्ड मी, एंड आई एम ट्राइंग टू लर्न फ्रॉम एवरीबडी, बिकॉज as I said before this, when we were not in the formal this offline, I said everybody has something to give, everybody has something to teach, and everybody could be a teacher. It depends on yourself that what you learn from whom. So this is how it happened, this journey happened.
So basically हंस बन के आपने सबसे जो है दूध चुग लिया और पानी छोड़ दिया. That's what I think I have understood out of this. Vijay ji, इतनी बात चली है, since we're discussing so much of a personal life, I think there's a first journey when you came from Calcutta and there's a local train incident. We also got something inquisitive, and then there was a time when you also stop a plane and you get off it. I just want to understand from you that how do you see that learning lesson coming to you, and if you can just tell us the incident briefly, and what have you learned out of that?
Which lesson? Sorry, which lesson?
So you were in the local train and it was very
Acha.
difficult for you to travel.
Acha,
That's
acha.
what,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. So that was actually first time when I came to Mumbai. First time in the sense to try money when that was my second attempt to establish myself in Mumbai. So I had to travel in local train to reach to Churchgate where the stock market building is situated. And that was maybe 10 or 12 station away. So I used to stay in suburb with one of my cousin sisters' place. So मैं आया तो I had to travel in the train, and Bombay train is very famous. Local train is very famous for crowded and all. So I just got into the train and I felt so suffocated. The 2 days so I traveled somehow, but third day I felt so suffocated that I go down at the next station and I came back to my sister's place. And I said, it is impossible for me that I will die because it is very much suffocating. So I stayed there 3-4 days more at my sister's place just to figure out that where should I, how can I reach Churchgate during the market time, because train is crowded, taxi ka paisa nahi hai, aur bus mein jana impossible, it will take 2-3 hours. So then finally I came to this conclusion that there is no way that I can really travel by train, and I don't have money to go by taxi, and as it is taxi would take 1 hour or whatever. So I went back to Kolkata. So that was the story, and the Bombay chapter was closed for me for the time being. So after living for 3 4 months, again spending 3 4 months in Kolkata, one day I realized कि as it is I am dying here, so it is better to die. तो ऐसे भी यहाँ मरना है और वहां जाकर ऐसे भी अगर जान ही निकलनी है तो कम से कम कलकत्ता में देर इज हुगली रिवर, गंगा नदी है, और
Yes.
बॉम्बे में अरेबियन सी है. मतलब मरे तो साला समुद्र में तो मरे, कम से कम ऐसा लगा कि समुद्र में मरे थे. So with that thought, I came back to Mumbai, and I stayed took a PG and stayed at Churchgate near Stock Market building and all, whatever it is. So this is how that. So that was the experience. And experience was this one thing I have learned, and I think it is God given. Today I can boast myself, but there is nothing to boast. I think God has chosen you to do certain things in certain times. And God has given me that courage. So though that thing I realized कि I can. Remember, I told you, कहिए तो आसमां को जमीन पर उतार लाए, मुश्किल नहीं कुछ भी अगर ठान लीजिए. So that was the practical time. That was the practical examination I had to give. कि मैं छोड़ के बॉम्बे वो छोड़ के वापस आ गया और फिर आगे हुआ. And history repeats itself. The same thing happened again in 2003 when I was going to Germany. Just to connecting the dots.
जी.
Because after this Ketan Paris scam broke out and stock market was closed, Kolkata Stock Exchange has failed, and
जी.
people realize that stock market is game of stock market or whatever it is over forever. And that was around 2002 or something. I went to Germany to try something, to do something different in life, because there was nothing. It was a bear market. So I struggled there, stayed there for 18 months or something. And once again, again, I was going from Mumbai to Germany, and I was sitting in the plane. And the moment doors were closed and sab uthne wala tha, I started shouting, and I left the plane and came back home to Mumbai. So this is how I told myself this. This is, you see, I have upgraded myself. First time I left train and came. Second time I left plane and come. Next time maybe I will go to Mars and come. I won't go maybe like that. But let me tell you, after that struggle, a lot of time, then one year I was claustrophobic. Actually, they call it in medical science. I was claustrophobic. I stayed at home in a closed door and all. Finally, I came out of that. And maybe after that, maybe in 10 years, I must have traveled 500 times in plane. Let me tell you, just to take that revenge. I should say, by grace of God, revenge. के साथ में ये जोड़ना जरूरी है, by grace of God. And then again, I went to Germany and stayed there 21 days at a stretch. So this is how it happens. This is how life moves, and this is how you encounter things in life when you move on.